What's happening YouTube and what's happening Facebook? Let me see how to look here. It's my first time doing a dual live, and we're going to talk about some cool things if anybody is on. So let me go live on Facebook as well as YouTube here, so you guys don't miss. So YouTube, Facebook. Let me start over here. Hello Facebook, how you guys doing? And hello YouTube, how are you doing? I got YouTube down here and Facebook up there. So I'm going to try to be on both at the same time because I don't want the message to get lost in translation. I need to see if I can structure both cameras here. Let me see if I can do this. Bear with me 1 second. And I'm going to talk about some cool stuff today. Okay, that's too high. I'm trying to get my life together here. Okay, I'll just do it from here. Looks like a good place to do it from. So, good morning, Mrs. Bev Madison on YouTube. And let me see who's rocking with me on Facebook. Good morning, good morning. So, listen, we're going to talk about some inside secrets here that I definitely want to share with you. And I said in my last video that I was going to show you guys like how to get more power. And excuse me if I'm looking down and up. I need to figure out a good setup so I can do YouTube and Facebook at the same time. So, what I want to talk to you about is I just got off a very interesting live video with my buddy and good partner Cedric Harris, and he brought to light some very serious things that you should consider when being in a home-based business. Now, for those of you who are just kind of new to this whole home-based business industry, one of the things that a lot of us, when we get into a home-based business, whether it's a health and wellness business, whether it's a service-based business, or whatever type of business is, some of us kind of go old school and we have these home parties. And the thing about home parties is that Cedric Harris brought this to light. You have to be very careful. And excuse me adjusting this camera here. I'm trying to just get a good angle. Let me figure out something here. I don't have my stuff together. I still don't. You guys can't see me that way. You can't see me this way. I gotta get better equipment if I'm gonna do live here on dual things. So bear with me one. Okay. Looks like I am back now. Okay. Sorry about that. You can see me now. We're good. We're good. All right. For those of you who have ever tried to go live on YouTube and Facebook, let me tell you right now, it's my first time doing both platforms at the same time, but sometimes it can be a little bit challenging. So let's just jump back into what we were talking about. I was on a live, and I'm going to share some insider secrets with you, and I'm going to kind of allude to some things that might help you if you're in a home-based business. I'm going to give you a few little tips, and I'm going to actually be giving you guys a huge bonus. And the bonus is that I'm actually going to invite you guys to a session, a free session. I normally get paid to teach these things, but I'm going to just do it for free. I'm going to give back to the world of internet marketing, network marketing, entrepreneurship by kind of doing my due diligence and giving you guys, a free session on some things. We're going to get to that. But insider secret, and Mr. Cedric Harris shared this earlier, is that we are now in 2019, and in a live video that he had earlier, he was talking about why he would never do a meeting that is, what's up, Richard? Got your order in there. Thank you for putting it in. But he was talking about why he would never do another home meeting. And if you missed that, you can actually go to my Facebook page and you can actually watch that and see why he was saying that. And basically, he was just saying for protection. Sometimes you might invite people to your home, you might do a presentation, or you might invite strangers, and you don't know those strangers. And those strangers could be, people that you are not aware of, that you don't know their intentions. And you might be a person, and Cedric Harris stated very clearly, you might be a person that's earning 20, 30,000, 60,000, $100,000 a month. And if you're doing that, you have no business doing a home meeting, because think about it. If you're making that type of money, somebody might have fallen on a hard time. Somebody might have some bad intentions. And even though they're coming to hear about you talking about making $1 million in a business, they might see some things they like, and you can end up getting jacked or robbed. So with today's invention of video, live stream, things of that nature, it's very, very important that we protect ourselves. That's a good insider secret. We need to protect ourselves from potential danger or putting ourselves in dangerous situations. So if you are a person that is in a multi-level marketing deal, or maybe you're in a home-based business, then one of the things you want to consider is you need to be considerate of doing home parties. If you have a good relationship with somebody, that's cool. If it's family, that's cool. But people who are that you don't know that are coming to your house can be a dangerous thing. So keep that in mind when doing home parties. That is a public service announcement. So wanted to put that out there. But let's get to some insider secrets, and let's just talk about this. In a previous video I made, I talked about being able to increase my value by over 200%. You're probably wondering, like, how in the heck did you do that? What do you mean increase your value by 200%? I'm going to elaborate on that. And also at the same time, I've been able to get myself a lot healthier. Now, I think as an entrepreneur or an aspiring entrepreneur or a part-time entrepreneur, two things are going to go hand in hand. Number one, you want to be able to increase your value every time, or every at least quarter, or every year when you're in business for yourself. Increasing your value means that you are increasing the amount of value that people are getting from you. You're going to also increase the value of income that you have. So your income is actually going to go up. So meaning that in this year, I have also been able to increase my income by almost 200% at this time last year. So we're in the first quarter, and I got a 200% increase from last year. I'm going to share with you some things I did to do that. Also, you definitely want to make sure that as an entrepreneur, I don't want to get into health and wellness companies or anything like that, but you just want to make sure that you are healthy, and you want to make sure that you are well, because a lot of times, when you're an entrepreneur, health and wellness with what you're doing is going to come hand in hand. As an entrepreneur, you don't want to be sick, you don't want to be in a hospital, because days that you can't get out and create, days that you can't get out and do things will affect your business. So you definitely want to make sure that you're healthy. You definitely want to make sure that you're drinking enough water. You want to make sure that you're getting some exercise in, because again, if something happens to you, then you might. I mean, we're not Michael Jackson. We don't have albums out here. But if you haven't established an empire yet, if something happens to you, then that could be a disparity in your income, especially if you are a person that hasn't built that residual empire yet. Then you don't want that to happen. So again, the most important part is taking care of yourself. Make sure you take care of yourself on both fronts. Don't allow anything to ruin your health. And I'm just telling you guys this, watch what you eat. Yeah, there's a lot of junk out there, but there's a lot of enjoyment and stuff. But I mean, get out there and just make sure you're taking care of yourself. Get your fluids checked in your body. I mean, know how much of what you have, because I'm a person that's 42 years old, and I have literally been going to the gym. Probably started back maybe about 3 weeks ago, at least 4 or 5 times a week. And am I going to have a Mr. Olympia type body? Am I going to compete for healthiest person of the year? No, I'm not doing that. Basically, the reason why I'm going to the gym is to maintain a healthy lifestyle. I'm in the gym for at least an hour a day, 4 days a week. You don't have to do it that much, but get some exercise, get your heart rate going. And also, as we walk into our 40s, men, we lose a lot of muscle every year. We lose about 8% of muscle every single year, men. By the time you turn 60, from the age of 30, we start losing muscle to 60. If you're losing 8% a year, by the time you turn 60, then you'll at least probably have lost close to, over 25% of muscle. So you definitely want to get into the gym to make sure that you don't get ailments when you're older. I'm 42 now. So I just want to make sure that I have a good run and well beyond my 50s. I want to make sure I'm cognizant. I want to make sure my brain is working good. I want to make sure I'm able to lift. I want to make sure I keep all the lean muscle that I'm building. So that's, insider secret that you can have, is just keep yourself healthy, keep yourself safe. Now, let's jump into the nitty gritty. A lot of people this year want to have success as an entrepreneur, but a lot of people are not being able to succeed like they want to succeed, and you find it hard, you find it difficult, and you find that it is taking a lot out of you. Now, I just want to tell people this. If you're in a home-based business, if you're starting your own business, the number one mistake that you're making, I'm going to tell you the number one mistake that you're making that will literally destroy your chances of being successful out of the gate is this. Most of you, a lot of you, do not have any way to automate the marketing piece of your business. That is a big no-no. You're relying on yourself 24 hours a day, 7 days a week to do everything. Folks, if you're doing that, you're setting yourself up for failure. You need to have a way for people to do business with you, whether it's 1 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning, 9 o'clock in the evening. You need to have a way for people to do business with you without you having to physically be present all the time. If you don't have that, I'm going to tell you, if you don't have that, that's the difference between you and a person that's making 6 and 7 figures a year. They have that. You think a person that's making 6 and 7 figures a year, if they're in network marketing or if they're doing business, do you think they have an hour a day to talk to a person for an hour? If there are a billion people in the world, you don't have enough time to talk to everybody, an hour a day. So you need to find a way to compress time as an entrepreneur. How you do that is being able to automate parts of your business. A lot of you guys are not working smarter, you're working harder. And when you work, if you got into being an entrepreneur, you did that to work smarter. Most of you guys are joining MLM and you're working like a job. That's a big no-no. If you're working like a job, you're spending too much time doing things that will take away from your growth. And as a matter of fact, it's going to shrink you. So if you're in an MLM and you're inviting a friend to meet you for an hour of coffee, why would you do that? Why would they need to meet you for 1 hour? The thing is, you have to learn to use the technology that's around you. You got to learn to use webinars. You got to learn to use Zoom. You got to learn to use Facebook Lives. You got to learn to use YouTube Lives as I'm on here. You got to learn to create videos. The reason why I'm saying that is because think about this. If you're spending an hour with one person and that one person says no, what happens? Not only did you get a no, but you wasted an entire hour of your life. Now, here's what I would do. Here's what I do. I said do. But anyway, here's what I do. I spend about 3-4 minutes with an individual, and number one, I send them to my website. A lot of times they come out automatically, but at the most part, I'm going to spend about 3 or 4 minutes with an individual because I want to make sure that individual is interested. It only takes me 3 or 4 minutes to determine that. If they're giving me their number, they're giving me their name, I'm going to give them a quick call. Hey, listen, can you hop on a webinar? Can you hop on a recorded webinar really quick? Hey, I can do that. And so in an hour, do you know how many people I can send to a Zoom or how many people I can register for a Zoom? And I've done this, I could literally register 50 to 60 people to watch a presentation in 1 hour. So while you're spending 1 hour with that one person and you're getting a no, I can be sending 50 to 60 people. Now, if they're going to say no to your opportunity anyway, then if they're going to say no when you take them out for coffee, they're going to say no on Zoom. So the no or the yes is not going to change. All right. So you have to be able to put a lot of your business on automation. You have to be able to work smarter. A lot of you guys are not doing that. Even when it comes down to your customers, most of you guys don't even have a traffic ready website. As a matter of fact, I was on a website of a business person yesterday, and it was a website that I actually saw a product I wanted to purchase, and guess what? They didn't even have their credit card vendor or credit card software working, so you couldn't purchase. So a lot of you guys need to make sure your sites are updated. You need to make sure you're building a list. You need to kind of have things on autopilot and make it easy for yourself. So a lot of you guys are going into phases to where you're starting your business, and the first thing you do is you're attracting customers, or you're putting out business cards, you're putting out flyers, but you don't have a way for those same customers to do business with you. Hopefully I'm clear on this. I just realized this microphone. So that's one thing you got to take in consideration, folks. You have to be able to do business, and you got to be able to do business 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. If you're not, you're going to make being an entrepreneur very, very hard for yourself. And Another thing that I want to talk about is for those of you who are up and coming, aspiring entrepreneurs, like maybe you work a full time job, or maybe you want to become an entrepreneur, maybe you have a product or service that you created, maybe you have a product or service that you want to offer, maybe you see a network marketing deal you want to join, maybe you see an affiliate deal you want to join. One of the things you have to do is you have to build yourself into the entrepreneur that you want to become. You just can't come in and join. And when I say build yourself, I want you to think about a video game. Like some of these video games out here, they allow you to create your own characters. And some of the attributes of the characters that you create for the video game is, number one, they got to have like 100 in strength, or 80 in quickness, or 90 in magic. What you want to do as building yourself to become a constantly evolving entrepreneur is you want to be able to pull out the skill sets that you see successful entrepreneurs doing, like such as SEO, such as video, such as presentation, and you want to write down the things that you need, or the skill sets that you need to make yourself a very good entrepreneur. And the reason I say that is because there are many different areas within the scope of doing business online. The era of business is actually changing. Back in 2011, 2012, you could get away with making a boring video because video marketing wasn't that popular. So you could make a video and do a presentation and it could just be okay. It just wasn't that popular. So back in 2011, 2012, you can get away with doing that. But in 2019, everybody's doing video. Anybody can pop on a video, right? So one of the things in a skill set that you want to have is, if you're planning on doing business or you're planning on marketing, is you want to make sure that if this is what you're going to do, that you can have a good video presence. Because it doesn't matter how much traffic you send to a video. If your video is trash, you're not going to get any results, right? And in some cases, you might have to do the other thing. You might have to learn how to, have good SEO, or how to rank stuff, or how to get stuff out there, because some of you might have phenomenal videos, but you don't know how to expose it to a lot of people. So in building a good entrepreneur character, entrepreneur skill set of yourself, the person you want to become, you definitely want to have the ability to practice making good videos with good content. I'm going to say something that has never been said before, and there is, I'm not going to say it now because I paid to teach this, and I don't want to feel like people well, I paid them to show me this. Why is he saying it? But there are ways to attract people to your business. And one of the things that I figured out in my journey within, if most of you don't know, I'm a complete business person. I have, affiliate deals, multi-level marketing deals. I sell a couple of my own products. I actually just finished setting my sister up with selling her own product. I run a restaurant, I run a funeral home, I have a consulting business, so I'm doing a lot. But one of the things that I've learned how to do is attract credit card waving maniac type customers, meaning that they're waving their credit card, they're ready to spend. And I'm able to do that on autopilot. I'm able to have people that I never met in my entire life waving credit cards, ready to join something or ready to buy something. Now, how is that done? How is that done? Well, it's done through this. It's done through a concept called attraction marketing. And it's also done through a concept where, and I'm going to teach this in the next webinar I have, I'm going to give you guys for free. It's also done when you're able to use something very powerful. Now, have you ever heard this? It's called trigger words. Do you know what trigger words are? There's a psychology. There's certain words that you can say that will trigger an emotion to people, or that will trigger them to take action. They're called trigger words. In your video, one of the things you want to do is, before you make a video, you need to write out a script. And again, that's something I'll probably teach you what to put in your script. And in that script, you need to have what's called some trigger words. Trigger words that will make people react or do something. Let me explain to you what a trigger word is. I'm going to use an example. So for instance, if my target market is weight loss, and I'm selling a weight loss product, and I have people who are, interested in losing weight, the most emotional thing that people want to get rid of, I don't care who they are or what they are, and this is the society we have today, Everybody wants to do what? They want to lose their stomach, right? They want to get rid of stomach. You could talk about losing weight. No one even knows the science of exercise or anything. They're not even thinking about all the rest of the fat on their body. Everyone is concerned about their belly. So, I'm going to give you something. I'm going to give you a trigger word today. It's a free one, okay? Free trigger word. So if I wanted to sell a product that could reduce belly fat, if I wanted to sell a program that could reduce belly fat, if I wanted to sell an exercise or fitness thing that could reduce belly fat, what would be my trigger words? What would be the words that I would use to trigger a reaction out of a person who is looking to lose belly fat? What words would I use? Let me give you an example. If I attracted a crowd of people, or if I had an opportunity to put my video and my ad in front of a crowd of people that were looking to lose weight, the first trigger word I'm going to talk about is belly fat. When you think about belly fat, a lot of people are they're going to immediately look at their stomach. I say belly fat right now, most of you guys on this live, what are you doing? You're probably touching your belly or you're looking at it, right? I've already triggered you psychologically. Now, if I were to say, or how I would have had an ad out that said this, how to flatten your belly in just 7 days, I guarantee you 99.9% of the people that are looking to lose belly fat would click on that video or would click on that link. If there was a title that said how to flatten your belly in just 7 days, 99.9% of the traffic that's going to that website or video would click on that link. Why? Because I used a trigger word. That is trigger words. When you include them in your video and you include them in your title, that is going to attract people to you. So whatever niche you're in, whatever you're doing, think about trigger words if you're starting to get into video marketing or if you're starting to do Facebook Live. You need to write down the topic you're going to discuss. You need to learn the topic you're going to discuss. And I'm telling you guys, trigger words are how I sell a lot of products. I can outsell products. I can outsell pretty much my previous sales part on products because I'm using more trigger words now than I've ever used again in my life. Now, having trigger words and knowing how to use them is an unfair advantage. I'm going to tell you that right now. Anyone that knows how to use trigger words is going to outsell people who don't by probably 10 to 1. Now, as we talk about skill sets, you learn how to make videos, you learn how to do trigger words, and you learn how to make videos that have a shock factor. Nobody wants to sit here, like you're sitting here listening to me talk. Nobody wants to sit here and see anything without a shock factor. So, you guys can't see this on YouTube, but I'm on Facebook, and I'm going to show you guys what I'm about to do. So I learn how to get like tools that will give you different effects that you could do. Like for instance, if I'm making a video and I just want to kind of bring people on and just attract them, I'm going to do a little shock factor like this. I'm going to make a little animation. Let me flip this camera around so you guys can see it on YouTube. So I'm doing this on Facebook Live, and look at the shock factor. Look at that. It's crazy, it's wild, but it's a shock factor. So, the big question is, what type of shock factor do you have in your video? Shock factors don't have to be animations all the time. Shock factors could be words or reaction. Shock factors could be, if you never want to worry about money again, watch this video. That's a shock factor. All right? That's how you can get people to watch. So you gotta have shock factors and trigger words. That's 2 little hints I'm gonna kind of give you. And so that's one thing in making videos. And as you develop your entrepreneurial skills, and I'm giving you inside secrets here, you need to just kind of write down, and I'm giving you some things to write down. Number 1, yes, learn how to talk effectively in videos using shock factors and trigger words. I'm probably going to teach that somewhere down the line. Number 2, one of the things you want to learn how to do is learn how to use automation. All right? If you got good videos, you learn how to use automation. Those are 2 skill sets you're going to have. And skill set number 3 is learn how to attract credit card waving maniacs to your offer, and learn how to be able to drip on people information that will encourage them to solve a problem. We're not trying to sell a product. We're trying to solve a problem, because people are going to want to solve problems first before buying a product. All right. So, you can turn anything into a problem solving issue. So if a person is looking to buy an Xbox One and they don't have an Xbox One, what's the problem? The problem is they don't have an Xbox One. So you got to solve it. You gotta have a niche to solve. If you're selling Amazon affiliate, you're selling Xbox Ones. The first thing I would use to sell an Xbox One is to say this: you're about to overpay for an Xbox One. If you watch this video, we can save you 25% on what you're about to pay, just to get people to my video. So again, you got to do things to separate yourself from the crowd, all right? Because everyone's doing videos, everyone's making live. Why should they watch your video? I want you to think about that. What's going to make them watch your video over somebody else's video? What's going to be the shock factor, and what's going to be those trigger words? That's what you have to do. Trigger words can also be words that you have in your headline. So these are little things that I'm sharing with you guys as far as insider secrets, because I definitely want to give you guys value. And then if you're not using a lead capture system, if you're not using an autoresponder, I don't know what you're doing in 2019. I'm sorry. I just don't know what you're doing in 2019. Let me take time to say what's up. What's happening, Cedric? My man. What's happening, Solomon? My man. I'm definitely going to be getting with you, bro. I've been helping my sister launching. Yeah, for those of you who saw my last video, I have kind of been silent. You haven't heard from me you haven't heard from me like deeply in a while, because like they say, real hustlers move in silence, right? So I don't announce all my moves, what I'm doing, but I don't do it until after it's done. That's just a habit of mine that I do. But anyway, my sister has launched a phenomenal business, and I'm kind of helping her with that. My wife, for the first time, and my man Solomon said this too, my wife for the first time is launching something that's going to be her first and very own business. She's about to create her own product, and yeah, I'm helping her with her, but I'm helping her with it, but it is something that she's kind of had a passion to do, but she was scared of it. And for those of you that don't know, a lot of times, most people say, man, your wife should be like an entrepreneur. Well, sometimes opposites attract. I'm gonna tell you about my wife. My wife is a person who keeps me centered. All right. Because I'm an entrepreneur and I'm such I'm really outgoing and charismatic. Yeah, a good way to talk about yourself, Melvin. But that's a strength of mine. Let me tell you a weakness. The weakness is I forget a lot of stuff. Honestly, if my head wasn't on, I wouldn't forget it. So, a lot of times, you want to have a person that can balance you, and she does a great job in balancing me. So, yeah, she's not as outspoken on the Facebook Live video. She's not in a lot of my videos, but she does give me balance. And you may find that your spouse is the same way. And let me just tell you, don't throw your spouses in business either. I never put my wife in a business and just throw her in there and just kind of let her, go at her own. If I put her in a business, yeah, I'm going to work it for her, but don't try to change who your spouse is. That's a big piece of advice. My wife is a person that's she remembers things good. She's on time for everything, and she kind of helps me be able to keep the rest of my life so it makes sense. I'm a person that does business 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I got time to do stuff, but I'm thinking business, create. And yes, I can do whatever I want. I'm at home. What time is it? I'm at home now. Going on. What time is it? Is it lunchtime? And I'm doing Facebook Live. So, I have the freedom to do what I want. But what I want to do is I want to create more value. That's what I want to do. And yes, I take vacations and everything. So, the amazing thing is that my wife is stepping out of her shell to take on her first entrepreneurial project, which is her own product. So I'm going to be helping her with that. So that's kind of where I've been at. Want to help my family get established. As a matter of fact, I'm going to share with you a product that my sister is developing. I'm going to be right back. Don't go anywhere. I'm going to be right back, okay? Don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere. Be right back. Are you still there? Are you still there? Did you go anywhere? Awesome. So, I'm going to share with you a product that my sister has developed. And it was an idea in her head, and she had a launch party. Again, I got to talk to you guys about launches. But she had a launch party, and let me see if I could pull up her Facebook on here. And okay, I can't do it on my computer because I'm using my computer for Facebook and I'm using my phone for YouTube. So let's get creative here. Let me see if I can find her and show you. Her launch party was actually on the news, which is good. This is how you launch. And I'm very proud of her because this is my family, obviously. And this is her first entrepreneurial full venture, and it was a very big success. So I'm going to show you on my tablet. And my sister is very, very talented, meaning that she can decorate. I mean, I'm not going to just say this, but I mean, just because she's my sister, but she is very talented in some of the things that she does. And let me see if I can go here. She's a phenomenal interior decorator, which I'm trying to encourage her to go into business like that full time. But she's a very phenomenal interior decorator. And I'm trying to find some things here. On here, so this is my sister at the news studio. I don't know if you guys can see, but she launched her business on the news. Yes. And so she's on a news channel launching her business, and the launch was successful. It was on Channel 12 News. And what she came up with was this phenomenal idea of having exotic, over-the-top sunglasses. So this is one of her products here. And she, I mean, they were going like crazy new. So again, she has and they went good. Now she has been holding on to not doing this product, but I'm glad she did, because if I could take you to her website, which I probably will, she is selling some phenomenal sunglasses. People have never seen anything like this before. They're like, man, these sunglasses are just like so. I'm actually gonna, and that's my wife calling, so I'm gonna have to return her phone call. But anyway, guys, what I'm gonna do is, I gotta go talk to wife because she's been at work. But anyway, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a link out to a webinar I'm going to have. That webinar is going to teach you about attraction marketing, and it's going to show you the basics of how to attract credit card waving maniacs to your offer. How many people want to see that webinar? If you want to see that webinar, what I want you to do is comment, like, and share, and I will give you a free 30-minute lesson. And after this lesson, I'm going to guarantee two things. You will be attracting people like you've never attracted them before in your entire life. You're going to have so many customers that you're going to be sick to your stomach, and your phone is going to ring all night. So I'm just going to tell you that what I'm going to teach is going to get you customers. So if you want that webinar, make sure you comment and like and say, I want the webinar, and I will set up a webinar for you guys. So I am going to peace out. Got to run. Got some things to do. And I will catch you guys on the next live. Thank you for checking us out if you're on YouTube. Thank you for checking us out if you are on Facebook. I will be posting the link on both platforms. So guys, you have a phenomenal day, and I look forward to giving you credit card waving maniac customers that are going to beat down your door and hunt you for your product. I want to show you how to become the hunted instead of the hunter, and have people just, I want to buy your whatever. So everyone loves that, right? It happens to me a lot. That's why I got two phones. So anyway, peace out, guys. I will see you in the next video. Going to end it here on Facebook and YouTube. You're the last people left YouTube. So thanks for checking out YouTube. I will, I'm not experiencing how to end this, so I will end this video here. And how do I end the video? I guess I just